This is the Citi Newsroom, now from blocked roads to the presence of security persons decked in their tactical gear, from riot vehicles to patrol vehicles. You have the setup, which basically shows that the security apparatus is ready for something major. Now, all roads leading to this particular court, that is the Ashaiman District Court, have been blocked by the police service. We had to park close to about 500 meters away and walk to the court, and it applied to everyone as well. Friends and family are here waiting for the arrival of Oliver Barker-Vormawor, who basically has been charged or has a charge of treason felony leveled against him. Currently, as we speak, he is at the Ashaiman District Police Headquarters, where there is reportedly heavy police presence. And also, we are picking up information that some of his supporters have massed up at that particular spot before he is even transferred to the Ashaiman District Court right here in Ashaiman.
Oliver Barker-Vormawor has been in detention at the Ashaiman police station since he was first remanded by the Ashaiman District Court on January 14, 2022. Even though Vormawor was scheduled to be in court at 9 a.m. on Monday, sources within the Ashaiman Police Service revealed that his appearance was rescheduled to the afternoon in order to pave way for the court to deal with pending cases. At about 11:30 a.m., the Ashaiman Police Crime Officer and other police personnel led him to the van where he was sent to the court.
Bobo, how are you doing? My name is Fred from Citi TV. Basically, what do you make of your 2 weeks detention? Do you have anything to tell us, please?
Is this to drive your ratings or what?
Is this
to drive your ratings?
No, not at all. If you have anything to say, what do you make of your detention for these 2 weeks? Bobo, talk to me. Let's get to court, right? All right. So, as you can see in your shot, basically that is Vormawor. He just entered the vehicle, and they are now moving straight to the court. It is now time, and they are about to move to the court. His supporters are here in their numbers. They are getting ready to move to the court, and he just entered this particular van, and he'll be led by the motorcade straight to the court. The police officers are here basically to ensure security prevails. And basically, Vormawor is in high spirit. He was in handcuffs, and he won't really say a word.
His supporters were at the police station in their numbers to offer support.
My name is Fred Joe, reporting from the Ashaiman District Police Command for Citi News.
Now, motorbikes are in your shot as the police bring Oliver Barker-Vormawor. Oliver Barker-Vormawor to make a second appearance at the Ashaiman District Court. Now, you find riot vehicles, some police patrol vehicles as well, making their way to the Ashaiman District Court. Now, the police are basically forming a blockade to prevent people from accessing the vehicle, which appears to harbor Oliver Barker-Vormawor. Now the doors have been opened, and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm sure more than 10 police officers, and there he appears. And then he starts to chant. And there he goes as he chants, starting a song for his mates to continue, saying, "Arise, Ghana youth for the country." And they are being whisked away. They are being whisked away. And the vehicle that brought him, a CTU is now moving to reveal in your shot, moving away to give you a clear shot of the heavily guarded entrance of the Ashaman District Court. I'm being orderly. Look at me.
Chief says you should give us. Chief says it's okay.
So you can see Oliver in court. He's basically been taken back to the vehicle that brought him in. There you have him. After about 40 minutes in court, he is out and has been put back into the vehicle that brought him in. He had a little disagreement with the sitting judge, basically arguing about a point as to why he is in court. And after a back and forth with the sitting judge, he was put back. He has been transported back into the vehicle that brought him in. Into the vehicle that brought him in. Now some of his members, or members of the Fix the Country movement, more or less now chanting and singing the song, Arise Ghana Youth for Your Country. The police trying to control the crowd. As they are pushed. You can hear them chanting.
Our leader, Oliver, in there, respect the law. He is a lawyer. He understands the law.
No.
And we are not going to do anything to impound more things on whatever he's going through.
Just quickly, in court, he basically, was having a back and forth with the judge and has henceforth been moved back into the car. What do you make of that?
Well, like I said, Oliver knows the law, okay? I don't know whether he was the one speaking for himself at the court.
Was, yes.
Okay, fine. So that means he's actually doing what he knows best, all right? The law is not actually treating him well. And we admit to it. Why am I saying this? The court, the first day we came here, the court said they don't have jurisdiction over this case, right? So why is he still brought here? I don't understand. Probably maybe there are legal explanations to that, but I don't know and I can't speak about that. But Oliver is the best person to speak for himself here, and I know he's going to do best.
So after close to about 30 or 50 minutes of court proceedings, the case against Oliver Barker-Vormawor has been adjourned to the 15th of March. He comes led by patrol motorbikes moving right past you in the police CTU van, and also the patrol Hilux truck basically carrying him back to his cells or wherever they brought him from. Now, today's proceedings was not without any incident, as he did not spend the entirety of the case in court, as he was more or less captured disagreeing with the judge within the court premises, following which he was moved out of the court premises and put into the vehicle that brought him to the court grounds, that is Ashaman District Court. And the police officers that basically accompanied him have moved with him, and also the entire patrol team, numbering close to about 100 or so, are now making their way out of the court premises. The convoy now making its way out of the court premises. Today, the 28th of February, he reappeared for the second time, and his case has been postponed to the 15th of March. Sorry. Wow. Now, counsel for Oliver being mobbed. Counsel for Oliver being mobbed by his supporters. Now he's gone back under the shed. Under the shed. Right in front of the Ashaman District Court. After about an hour of proceedings in court today at the Ashaman District Court, the accused person, Oliver Barker-Vormawor, has been remanded into police custody for another 2 weeks. Now, my colleague Hansen Ajiman was in court throughout the entire time, listened to all the arguments that were made, and is here to basically share with us what transpired, in court. Now, walk me through exactly what happened from the defense team's point.
In their words, they didn't come to request for bail for their client. However, they came in with a question seeking the court's opinion on whether the Ashaman District Court, in this particular matter, is a competent court of jurisdiction for any bail hearing at all. It was the argument of Justice Shamsai that if you look at the Constitution says when someone is arrested, he should be released within the period of 48 hours unless he's taken to a competent court of jurisdiction. And he argued that when we are talking about competent court of jurisdiction, then we are talking about a court that has the power to answer a particular question. And in this point, he argued that the question we are talking about is a question on the personal liberty of his client, Oliver Barker-Vormawor. This is on the back of the fact that on the first hearing, when issues of bail came up, the reasons for denying bail, amongst others, is that in the case of a trial of indictment, the district court has no power at all to grant bail, but the district court has power to remand. So his point is that with this knowledge or hindsight, is it constitutional for the police to bring an accused person to the district court asking, or for the court to sit on a bail application, knowing that that court doesn't have jurisdiction to sit on a bail application? Prosecution argued that what they've come to do is that the district court will consider this case and then commit Mr. Oliver Barker-Vormawor for trial. So that is the point of prosecution. And for prosecution, the accused can't say that the police should bring the accused person to the district court for trial to go on, and then also separately send the accused person to the High Court for a bail hearing on the matter. It was at this point that the magistrate sitting on the case sought to interject and give certain information on the matter. And her point was very simple, that she is bound by law to only remand in cases that have been brought to her in a trial of indictment mode, and that she cannot grant bail in such trials. And secondly, too, since the last time they sat, the accused and his lawyers had options available to them to go to the High Court, if need be, to insist on his personal liberties.
At this point, correct me if I'm wrong, we saw Oliver interject and try having a back and forth with the magistrate. Can you explain what happened there?
Yes, so at this point, Oliver shouted on top of his voice. He was in the witness box, and he shouted saying that he was not in the court to demand for bail, and that the court cannot direct him on that level to go to the High Court for bail, and that he was only here to clarify the jurisdiction of the court in determining a matter of his personal liberty. The judge did not take it lightly when she hinted to lawyers of Oliver Barker-Vormawor that if he's in the courtroom as an accused person, he can only speak only when he's given the opportunity to. But obviously, Oliver won't listen, made certain comments that the judge didn't find pleasant, and had to instruct the police officers on duties to whisk him out of the courtroom. The magistrate then later, after listening to both arguments, if they had issues with an infringement of the liberties of Mr. Oliver Barker-Vormawor, the High Court is the appropriate forum to go to, and hence directed them to the High Court to seek any redress. And then adjourned the case to March 15, 2022, and further remanded Oliver Barker-Vormawor into police custody for 2 weeks.
Thank you so very much, Hansen Ajiman, breaking down exactly what transpired in court today following the second appearance of Oliver Barker-Vormawor in court, the Ashaiman District Court at that. And indeed, he has been remanded into police custody to reappear on the 15th of March. You're still watching the Citi Newsroom.